To improve your backhand, you need to master the following 4 points. First, you must maintain a cocked wrist. Regardless of your grip, penhold or shakehand, or the shot you're playing, you must keep your wrist cocked to properly grip the ball for a backhand rip. The reason many amateurs struggle with their backhand is because they break or flip their wrist during the stroke. All elite players keep their wrist firm and stable when executing a backhand rip. It's not about having one wrist position at the start and then cocking it at the end. It must remain stable throughout the motion. Your mistake is using the racket head to break your wrist, trying to create the trajectory and control ball placement that way. When you do this, if you try to create more angle, the ball goes into the net. If you use more power, it goes long. The correct way is to keep the wrist cocked and use your forearm to drive the racket forward. To hit cross-court, the racket head should always point forward. You adjust the racket angle by rotating your forearm, not by breaking your wrist. You're generating power sideways and hitting the side of the ball. I'm driving forward, making solid contact, and keeping my wrist cocked the entire time. Based on this forward drive, you simply rotate the racket head to hit cross-court. This is how you execute a powerful drive. So, the first key point is to drive forward while maintaining a cocked wrist. Even as you rotate, your wrist must stay stable and not break sideways. Whether you're playing a backhand block or a backhand rip, your wrist must remain cocked. Many players can't hit cross-court because they try to do it just by breaking the wrist outwards, without adjusting their arm and elbow. This leads to unforced errors. Therefore, keeping the wrist cocked and stable is the most critical element. As the ball approaches, keep your wrist firm. The contact motion should be a horizontal wipe, like a windshield wiper, not a sideways wrist break. That breaking motion is incorrect. No elite player hits a backhand by breaking their wrist sideways. They all keep it cocked and drive through the ball. For a backhand drive, you use elbow adjustments, raising or lowering it, to direct the ball cross-court. The backhand rip is built on a forward drive, with a windshield wiper-like flick of the racket head to create friction. It is not a back-and-forth breaking of the wrist. Against a high-quality shot, you can return it if you make solid, forward contact. If you break your wrist, the ball will fly out. When your opponent attacks with a high-quality rip, flick, or loop, you can block it as long as your backhand wrist stays firm. The incoming ball has spin, so you must drive through it. If your wrist is loose, you won't be able to attack a quality shot and will resort to a passive touch. Penhold players, pay attention, do not break your wrist. Keep it firm, then rotate. This way, you can solidly contact any incoming ball, regardless of its spin or speed. So, the first core principle of the backhand is this: whether you're flicking or ripping, your wrist must stay firm and cocked. Never break it sideways, or you'll make unforced errors. The second point is to have arc awareness for your backhand. Think of the racket moving like a fan. This is a completely different mechanic from the forehand, so don't mix them up. You can visualize the motion like a windshield wiper, but the key is not breaking the wrist back and forth. It's about making solid forward contact while brushing horizontally, creating that fan-like motion. This fan awareness means the entire trajectory of your racket head should follow the edge of an opening fan.
好嘞。
你把扇子打开，你拿着，然后打开。你看，球友们，哈，对你稍微低点，我这个角度，来回来，
哎，
回来，
回来，
然后打开，
哎，
回来，
回来。
Retract, then open outwards.
你看，其实我整个拍头就像扇眼儿一样。
Amateurs need to understand that the forehand and backhand are two completely different strokes.
不要想正反手是一样，那是两个体系动作。
The backhand requires a firm wrist, whereas the forehand does not.
对，这正手反手它不一样。
Your racket head should move along the edge of an opening fan.
随着扇子的方向，这就是丝球。
Retract and then expand outwards.
然后再丝球，我俩立起来一点啊。
This is the correct trajectory for a backhand rip.
你看，走。你看这里面有一个关键。
A key to this movement is keeping your elbow fixed.
你再看，再回来啊！你看我。 往后一点，
往后一点，在这。
咱俩看啊，大家看一下我们的这个拍头，我拍头跟这个扇沿儿，你看，再来。
It acts as a pivot point and should barely move.
哎，我肘是不动。
Pivoting from the elbow to rotate the racket head is how you create the arc.
那么我们转动的是什么？拍头。你仔细看我的拍头，看。那有了这一下呢，我们就相当于有了弧线了。 所以现在我们很多球友他是什么样的呢？
Many players just push straight through the ball.
我说的对吧？
对。
Which might work against topspin, but is ineffective for generating power or lifting backspin.
你下人球咋办呢？下人球咋办呢？还能怼，还是抬？ 所以这里的一个关键点呢，就是我们反手的这个轨迹啊，我们是需要有一个。
The key is that your backhand stroke must have a small arc.
小弧线，你真的得把小弧线做好，你的反手就会很好。当你这个，你看攻球。
Master the arc for a drive, and you can progress to a rip. Master the arc for a rip, and you can loop. Master that, and you can execute a flick.
小弧线做出来，你就可以拧拉了。
Your backhand will continuously improve.
非常无敌了。 你就可以变得越来越好。
Watch my racket head closely.
你把它想象成像一个扇子一样。你看，这是攻球。
Whether I'm driving, ripping, or looping, you can see that fan-shaped arc in the trajectory when slowed down.
丝球往那边放。丝球，看，想象成一个丝球。这就是然后拉球，你看，你仔细看，我慢点做。你看它是不是也有一个弧线？
对。
啊，只是我发力，你把它也想象成一个弧线。
Third, let's discuss the feel of the backhand.
这种球感的感觉啊，就是球友们。
Players often have one of three sensations. 1. Pushing the ball straight forward. 2. Pushing the ball sideways. Or 3. Feeling they must lift the ball up just to get it over the net. If you feel you're pushing forward, your contact point is too early. If you're pushing sideways, you're breaking your wrist instead of creating an arc. If you feel you must always lift up, you're getting jammed by the ball. To fix this, first, position yourself further from the table, about an arm's length away. Second, understand the backhand is a compact stroke executed in front of your body. The short distance and fast pace make it easy to rush. To fix this rushing, timing is crucial. Wait for the ball to bounce, see it rise, and only then initiate your swing from your backswing position. To stop getting jammed, you must actively recover after each shot. Many players fail to reset, with their recovery motion getting smaller or non-existent in rallies. You must develop the habit of returning to your ready position every single time. A very common mistake is finishing your stroke and leaving your racket there, without recovering to the ready position. Even in a fast-paced rally, you have enough time if you recover immediately. You feel rushed because you're watching the ball fly instead of resetting for the next shot. Without a good recovery habit, playing against pimples is even harder. After you loop, their block will make the ball sink. If you haven't recovered to prepare your backswing, power, and racket angle, your next shot will go straight into the net. Many players ask why their shots against topspin go into the net or miss the ball completely. It's because your contact is too thin, you're only grazing the ball. No matter how much spin is on the ball, your stroke must have forward momentum. Pushes go into the net because you're afraid of the spin and just touch the ball instead of guiding it forward. If you flatten your racket angle and actively push forward, the ball will stay on the table. This principle applies to every shot in the game: forehand, backhand, topspin, backspin, blocks, flicks, pushes, and serves. Your stroke must always have a forward component. The problem for many players is they brush the ball too thinly, generating only spin with no forward drive. Even if hitting forward causes errors, you must adjust your stroke, not abandon the forward motion. You have to engage with the incoming energy of the ball. If you only swing upwards without forward engagement, you're just deflecting the ball's energy instead of controlling it. So regardless of power, whether it's a soft touch or a powerful drive, the motion must always be forward. In a match, you rarely get a chance to use 100% power. Instead, use a forward-engaging stroke at 50 to 60% power to control your opponent with placement, direction, and speed. Your stroke shouldn't be a big loop, like lifting up in your backswing before moving forward, that causes thin hits or whiffs. A drive should be a direct forward motion into the ball from your ready position. A rip is the same, drive forward directly. Keep your strokes compact.
对对。